Let me ask you something. What's the difference between these two sentences? Sarah has been to Paris and Sarah has gone to Paris. At first glance, they look almost identical. In fact, many English learners think they mean exactly the same thing. But here's the surprising part. One sentence tells us Sarah visited Paris and came back, while the other tells us Sarah is probably still there right now.
And that's exactly why so many learners get confused. Because we're only changing one tiny word. Been becomes gone, yet the entire meaning changes. It's one of those grammar topics that seems small, but once you understand it, you start hearing it everywhere. In movies, TV shows, travel conversations, and everyday English.
So today, we're going to make this incredibly simple. We'll listen to some funny mistakes, analyze real conversations, and by the end of this episode, you'll never have to guess between have been and have gone again.
And trust me, Emma and Daniel are about to make every mistake possible. So let's get started.
Before we begin, let's see how much you already know. Imagine this situation. You call your friend Sarah. No answer. So you call her mother and ask, "Where is Sarah?" Her mother wants to explain why Sarah isn't home. Which sentence sounds correct? A. Sarah has been to London. Or B. Sarah has gone to London. Take a moment. Think about it. Don't rush. Which one would you choose?
Keep your answer in mind, because we're going to reveal it later in the episode. And once you understand the difference, the answer will feel completely obvious.
All right, let's jump into today's conversation and see what happens when Emma and Daniel try to talk about travel without really understanding have been and have gone. This should be interesting.
Daniel, have you seen Sarah today? I've called her 3 times already, and she still isn't answering.
That's strange. Maybe she's busy. I think Sarah has been to London.
Really? Then why isn't she home? If she has been to London, shouldn't she still be there?
Maybe. Or maybe she has gone to London and already came back.
That sounds right. Actually, I think she has been to London right now.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. She's probably been there at this moment.
Wait, didn't she tell us she was visiting her cousin?
She did. I think her cousin has been in London for 3 years.
3 years? Wow, that's a very long visit.
You're right. Maybe her cousin has gone there permanently. Or maybe he's been there permanently? Honestly, I don't know.
Neither do I.
Maybe Sarah is at the airport. She loves traveling.
Good point. She has been to the airport this morning and is probably waiting for her flight.
Or she has gone to the airport and already arrived back home.
Then why isn't she answering?
Maybe she's sleeping.
At the airport?
Actually, that's possible.
Do you remember her vacation last summer?
Of course. She has gone to Italy 3 times.
Really? I thought she has been to Italy 3 times.
Aren't those exactly the same?
I think so. Maybe? Probably?
English would be much easier if they meant the same thing.
All right, everyone. After listening to Emma and Daniel, I think it's safe to say that they managed to turn one missing friend into an international mystery. Apparently, Sarah was in London, Paris, the airport, and somehow back home at the same time.
Exactly. And that's why we need to understand our first phrase today, have been. Because once you understand this phrase, a lot of travel conversations suddenly become much clearer. And here's the easiest way to remember it. When we say have been, we usually mean somebody went somewhere and came back. The trip happened, the experience happened, but now the person has returned.
That's the secret. Been often means back. The person visited a place and now they're no longer there. For example, I have been to Paris. When you hear that sentence, you don't imagine me standing in Paris right now. You imagine that at some point in my life, I visited Paris and then returned home.
Exactly. Let's listen to a few more examples. I have been to Japan twice. She has been to Dubai. We have been to that restaurant. They have been to Singapore. In every example, the visit happened in the past, and the person is no longer there. One reason native speakers use have been so often is because we love talking about life experiences. Imagine you're talking with a friend about travel. They ask, "Have you ever been to Italy?" You answer, "Yes, I have been to Italy." Notice something important. They're not asking where you are now. They're asking about your experience, your life story, your memories. Exactly. And that's why you'll hear questions like, have you ever been to Japan? Have you ever been to Australia? Have you ever been to New York? These questions are all about experiences, not current locations.
Let's imagine a simple situation. A coworker comes back from vacation. You ask, "How was your trip?" And they say, "I've been to Greece." Immediately, you understand that the vacation is over. They're back at work, back in the office, back answering emails. Unfortunately.
Exactly. If they're sitting in front of you, they obviously aren't still in Greece. The phrase have been naturally tells us that the trip happened and they returned. Here's another example. Imagine you're looking through old family photos. Someone points to a picture and asks, "Have you ever been to that beach?" You smile and say, "Yes, I have been there with my family." Maybe it happened years ago. Maybe when you were a child. The exact time isn't important. The experience is. And that's one reason learners sometimes confuse have been with have gone. Because both involve travel, both involve movement, but one focuses on the experience after returning. The other focuses on where someone is now. We'll talk about that shortly. Let's imagine a business traveler. A manager says, "I've been to Tokyo 3 times for work." That's a very common sentence. Why? Because the manager isn't in Tokyo right now. They're simply talking about their travel experience. 3 trips, 3 visits, 3 memories, and now they're back.
Exactly. You could also hear, "I've been to Germany several times. I've been to London for business meetings. I've been to Dubai for conferences." Again, all completed experiences. The traveler visited those places and returned.
Let's try a few quick examples. I have been to Paris, meaning I visited Paris and came back. She has been to Dubai, meaning she visited Dubai and returned. We have been to that restaurant, meaning we've eaten there before. We're talking about experience.
And here's something important. If somebody asks, "Have you ever been there?" they're asking about your life experience. They're not asking where you are at this exact moment. They're asking whether that experience is part of your story. So here's the easiest memory trick for today. Ready? Been equals back. Say it with us. Been equals back. If someone has been somewhere, they visited, they experienced it, and now they're back. Exactly. And once you remember that simple idea, half of today's lesson becomes incredibly easy. But now we're about to meet the other side of the story, the phrase that tells us someone left and hasn't come back yet. That's right. Let's talk about have gone, because this is where the real difference becomes crystal clear. A few moments ago, we learned a very useful memory trick. Been equals back. If someone has been somewhere, they visited, they experienced it, and now they're back. Simple. But now let's talk about the other phrase, the one that caused most of Emma and Daniel's confusion. Have gone.
And this phrase gives us a completely different picture.
Exactly. When we say someone has gone somewhere, it usually means they went there and they have not returned yet. They're still there, or at least they're still away. That's the key idea. Gone equals not back yet.
Let's say Sarah isn't home. You call her mother and ask, "Where's Sarah?" Her mother replies, "Sarah has gone to London." Immediately, you understand something important. Sarah isn't standing in her living room. She isn't sitting at home watching TV. She's in London, or she's on her way there. The important point is, she hasn't come back yet.
And that's what makes have gone different from have been. With have gone, current location matters. Let's listen to a few examples. Dad has gone to the supermarket. That means Dad isn't here right now. If you need him, you'll have to wait.
Exactly. Or imagine you're looking for your manager at work. You ask, "Where's the manager?" A coworker replies, "She's gone to a meeting." Again, she isn't at her desk. She isn't available. She's somewhere else right now.
That's why native speakers use have gone so often when talking about people's current whereabouts. The person left and hasn't returned yet.
Let's imagine it's Monday morning. You arrive at the office. You look around, but your coworker Jake isn't there. You ask, "Where's Jake?" And someone says, "Jake has gone to another office for a meeting." That sentence immediately answers your question. Jake is somewhere else right now. He's away. He's not back yet.
Exactly. Now imagine someone says, "Jake has been to another office." That sounds completely different. Now we're talking about his experience, not where he currently is. Maybe he visited another office last week, maybe last month, maybe yesterday. The focus changes completely.
Let's imagine a family situation. You're at home looking for your brother. You walk into the kitchen. Nobody's there. You ask your mother, "Where's my brother?" And she says, "He's gone to the gym." Simple. Clear. He's at the gym right now. He's not back yet.
Exactly. Or maybe Dad has gone to the supermarket. Mom has gone to visit Grandma. My sister has gone to the airport. All of these sentences tell us where people are now, or at least where they've gone. They're away from home. They're not back yet.
Now let's talk about travel. Imagine Emma posts a beautiful beach photo online. Someone asks, "Where's Emma these days?" And her friend replies, "Emma has gone on vacation." That sounds perfectly natural. Why? Because Emma is currently away. She's enjoying her vacation right now. Maybe she's relaxing by the ocean. Maybe she's exploring a new city. Maybe she's taking hundreds of photos. But she hasn't returned yet.
Exactly. Now compare that with Emma has been on vacation. That usually suggests the vacation happened, and now she's back. One small word, completely different meaning.
Let's listen to some quick examples. Sarah has gone to London. Meaning, she's still there. Or, she's on her way there. Dad has gone to the supermarket. Meaning, Dad isn't home right now. My manager has gone to a meeting. Meaning, the manager is currently unavailable. Emma has gone on vacation. Meaning, Emma hasn't returned yet.
Jason, notice the pattern? We're always thinking about where the person is now. Current location matters. Current absence matters.
All right, everyone. Let's learn today's second memory trick. Ready? Gone equals not back yet. One more time. Gone equals not back yet. If someone has gone somewhere, they left, they traveled, they went away, and they haven't returned.
And once you combine today's two memory tricks, everything starts becoming much easier. Been
equals back. Gone equals not back yet. Simple, practical, and incredibly useful. But learners still make a few very common mistakes. And next, we're going to look at the biggest ones so you can avoid them completely.
All right, everyone. Now that we understand have been and have gone separately, it's time to talk about the mistakes that confuse learners the most. And honestly, these mistakes are completely understandable because both phrases involve travel, both phrases involve movement, and both phrases talk about people going somewhere. But there's one important question that changes everything.
And that question is, are they back? That's it. That's the whole secret. Whenever you're confused, ask yourself, has this person returned? If the answer is yes, you're probably looking at have been. If the answer is no, you're probably looking at have gone.
Let's start with one of the most common mistakes. Imagine Sarah traveled to London last week. She's still there right now. Maybe she's taking photos, exploring museums, or enjoying British weather. Well, hopefully enjoying it. Now, listen to this sentence. Sarah has been to London. Many learners use this sentence, but there's a problem.
Exactly. When native speakers hear, Sarah has been to London, they usually think Sarah visited London and came back. Remember, been equals back. So if Sarah is still in London, this sentence creates confusion. The correct sentence is, Sarah has gone to London, because Sarah hasn't returned yet. She's still away.
Now, let's look at the opposite mistake. Imagine your dad went to the supermarket this morning. He bought groceries, came home, put everything away, and is now sitting on the sofa watching television. Listen to this sentence. My dad has gone to the supermarket. That sounds strange. Why? Because Dad is already home. He's back.
Exactly. Remember the question. Is he back? The answer is yes. So we need, my dad has been to the supermarket. The trip happened, the shopping happened, and now he's returned.
Let's imagine Emma calls Daniel. She asks, "Where's Sarah?" Daniel says, "Sarah has gone to the airport." That sounds natural. Why? Because Sarah is currently there, or she's on her way there. She hasn't returned.
But imagine Sarah arrives home later that evening. Now Emma asks, what did Sarah do today? Daniel says, she has been to the airport. That also sounds natural, because now the trip is finished. She's back. Same airport, same Sarah. Different situation, different phrase.
Let's try another one. Imagine your coworker isn't at work today. You ask, "Where's Emma?" Someone replies, "Emma has gone on vacation." Perfect. Emma is away. She's relaxing somewhere sunny. She's not back yet.
Now fast forward 2 weeks. Emma returns. She's back in the office. She has hundreds of photos and probably too many stories. Now you can say, Emma has been on vacation. Because the vacation is finished. She's returned.
Imagine your brother is visiting relatives. You ask your mother, "Where's Jake?" She says, "Jake has gone to visit Grandma." That means Jake is currently there, not back yet.
A few days later, Jake comes home. Now your mother can say, Jake has been to visit Grandma. The visit happened, the visit ended, and Jake returned.
Let's do a quick test. Ready? Sarah is currently in Paris. Which sentence?
Sarah has gone to Paris.
Dad went shopping and is already back home. Which sentence?
Dad has been to the supermarket.
Your manager is currently attending a meeting. Which sentence?
My manager has gone to a meeting.
Your manager attended the meeting and returned to her office. Which sentence?
My manager has been to a meeting.
Memory trick. And now let's repeat today's most important memory trick. Because honestly, if you remember these 2 lines, you'll avoid most mistakes forever. Ready?
Been equals back. Gone equals not back yet.
One more time.
Been equals back. Gone equals not back yet.
Simple, clear, easy to remember.
And now it's time to see whether Emma and Daniel have learned anything from today's lesson. Because they're about to try the conversation again. And hopefully this time, Sarah won't accidentally be in 3 countries at once.
Hey, Daniel. Have you heard from Sarah today? I tried calling her earlier, but she didn't answer.
Yes, I heard from her yesterday. She's traveling this week.
Really? Where is Sarah?
She has gone to London. She's visiting her cousin for a few days.
Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering why she wasn't replying.
She sent me a photo this morning. It looked beautiful.
You know, I've never been to London. Have you ever been there?
Yes, I have been to London twice. The first time was for work, and the second time was during a vacation.
Lucky you. I've always wanted to go. I've been to Paris, but I've never been to London.
Paris is amazing. I've been there too. The food was incredible.
You know, I've never been to London. Have you ever been there?
Yes, I have been to London twice. The first time was for work, and the second time was during a vacation.
Lucky you. I've always wanted to go. I've been to Paris, but I've never been to London.
Paris is amazing. I've been there too. The food was incredible.
I completely agree. I've been to Paris with my family, and we had a wonderful time.
Speaking of travel, my brother has gone home for the weekend. He was working in another city for a few months.
That's nice. He must be happy to see everyone again.
Definitely. My parents were excited when he called.
Do you enjoy traveling alone?
Sometimes. I've been to several places by myself. It's a different experience.
I can imagine. I've never traveled alone before. Maybe someday.
You should try it. You learn a lot about yourself.
Have you ever been to Japan?
No, I haven't. But it's high on my travel list. What about you?
No, but my cousins have been there before. They said it was one of the most interesting places they've ever visited.
I've heard the same thing. Maybe one day we'll both go.
That would be amazing. Maybe Sarah can join us too. Assuming she eventually comes back from London.
I'm sure she will. For now, she has gone to London, and we're the ones staying home.
Fair enough. At least we're finally getting these travel expressions right.
That's true. And honestly, that's a pretty good journey too.
All right, everyone. It's time to go back to the quiz from the beginning of today's episode. Do you remember the question? You call Sarah's house. Her mother answers. And you ask, where is Sarah? Which sentence is correct? A. Sarah has been to London. B. Sarah has gone to London. Take one last second to think about it. Ready?
The correct answer is Sarah has gone to London. Why? Because Sarah is still there. She's away from home. She hasn't returned yet.
Exactly. If Sarah comes back next week and someone asks about her travel experience, then we can say, Sarah has been to London. But if she's still in London right now, we say, Sarah has gone to London.
And that's today's biggest lesson. Remember our simple memory trick. Been equals back. Gone equals not back yet. If you remember those 2 ideas, you'll avoid most mistakes.
Now let's practice together. If you're walking, driving, cooking, or relaxing at home, repeat after us. Focus on speaking clearly and confidently. Ready?
Repeat. I have been to Paris. I have been to that restaurant. I have been to Dubai. Excellent. Now let's practice have gone. Repeat. Sarah has gone to London. Dad has gone to the store. My manager has gone to a meeting. Great job.
Now let's try some questions. Repeat after me. Have you ever been to Japan? Have you ever been to another country? Where has Emma gone? Where has Daniel gone? Fantastic.
One more round. Listen carefully and repeat naturally. I have been to Paris twice. She has gone on vacation. They have been there before. He has gone home. Excellent work. The more you repeat these patterns, the more natural they'll become.
Well, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's episode. And hopefully, have been and have gone feel much clearer now.
Just remember, have been usually means someone went somewhere and came back. And have gone usually means someone went somewhere and hasn't returned yet.
Now it's your turn to practice. Head down to the comments and complete today's challenge. Write one sentence using have been, one sentence using have gone, and answer this question. Have you ever been to another country? Tell us about your experience. We'd love to read your answers.
Thank you so much for listening. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep enjoying the process.
Every conversation, every sentence, and every mistake helps you become a stronger English speaker.
We'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone, and keep learning English one conversation at a time.